Okay everybody, so today we're going to be doing a video on the MAS-36/51. These rifles, the MAS-36 was originally produced and used in World War II, and then they were produced from 1937 till June of 1940, and then they went back into production after France was liberated. And then after World War II, they started working on this, the 3651, so that they could have grenade launching sights. And these rifles, the 3651, were produced from 1953 to 1959. This one was made in 1955. They're cock-on open rifles. It's got a Mauser follower hold open. The sights are adjustable up to 1,200 meters. The sights are fixed in place, the front sight and the rear sight. The way that you'd adjust this is from the factory. They have a bunch of different sight leaves, and you interchange them to figure out which one works best with your rifle. They didn't want soldiers messing around with their sights and getting them off zero. So, and on this one, they all would have these underfolding bayonets that go up into the stock, so it's always with you. And on the 51, it has grenade launching sights, and if we turn it around over here, there's a little knob right here that you can spin to adjust the pressure of your grenades that you're launching. It's also got this stacking rod right here, so you can stack all of your rifles into a little TP if you don't want them getting in the mud or in the dirt or anything. And this is chambered in 7.5 by 54 French. We're going to be shooting PPU Rifle Line ammo, full metal jacket. And we do think that this rifle is a Vietnam bringback. It doesn't have any import marks, so we think it may very well be a Vietnam bringback, but we're not for sure and we don't have papers, so we just think it does since it doesn't have any import marks or anything. And there were a good amount of these brought back from the Vietnam War. So, not too much else to say about it, so let's get into shooting it some. Alright, so we're going to start off with 5 rounds. For the stripper clips, we're just using Swedish Mauser clips, and they seem to work okay. That's all 5. Okay, this is our first group, and it's quite a bit high. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and I think this is the 5th one. But that's our group. Alright, we're going to fire 5 more rounds. I don't think we mentioned this earlier. This gun has no safety on it. France didn't really believe in safeties for some reason.
Who needs a safety if you're not going to use your rifle?
That's all 5. Okay, this is the next group. I aimed lower, but still hit fairly high. And it's not a bad group. It's a pretty decent group. Alright, so we put a little piece of plastic up under our rear sight to keep it down all the way since we were shooting high. To try to hopefully get it on target. And I believe it's supposed to spring up, but it's just got a 200 meter zero and it hits fairly high. And the sights aren't adjustable, so it's a bit tough. That's all 5 rounds. Okay, aiming that, putting that bit of plastic in the rear sight really helped. It got the group down here, and I was aiming down here, so it hit right where I was aiming. It's a pretty good group, too. Alright, we're going to fire 4 more rounds. That's all 4. Okay, we got it. The last 4 rounds right here. They're more in line with the target now, but it does seem to be a bit off to the left. Well, it looks like we're out of ammo. Well, that solved the problem. Okay, now we're going to show off a bit of the disassembly, which isn't that complicated. So, first off, you're going to want to take out your bolt. Just want to turn this so you can see it. And pull your bolt back. It disassembles if you shot a Mosin or a Carcano, just like that. You just pull your trigger and the bolt comes out. And then your magazine, you just push this button right here and it pops out. And then you can take your follower, or you can take your spring out from your follower and your floor plate. And this bolt disassembles a lot like the Arasaka, if you've ever shot one of those. So, first you get out your spring, then your striker, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty well dead simple, besides taking out your extractor, but you don't really need to do that for most cleaning. So, that's pretty well what you have to do with cleaning. Fairly simple gun.
Well, put it back together.
And that's your bolt together. And to put your bolt in, you just have to pull your trigger, get it in there. And then this magazine, you put him in there, and then you have to get this corner in here, and then push up. And that's the disassembly and reassembly. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. Well, a lot of fun with the MAS-36/51. These are pretty nice rifles, pretty short little rifles. They're actually heavier than you'd expect. When I first picked it up, I was expecting it to be a lot lighter, but it's fairly bulky. And these are pretty cool rifles. It's pretty interesting that this one could have been a Vietnam bringback. And these are real nice rifles, and the round it shoots, the 7.5 French, is very similar to a 308. Well, very similar to a 7.62 NATO. When NATO started adopting 7.62 NATO, the French initially didn't want to adopt it because they weren't getting any benefit, and they're having to rechamber thousands of guns and adopt a whole new gun, so they didn't really want to. But these were fairly nice rifles, decently accurate. It's a shame you can't adjust the sights, though. They just didn't want any soldiers messing with their sights. Maybe one day we'll get a dummy grenade to launch off this thing, and we'll make another video doing that. But we should have a video with the Finnish M39 coming out soon. We just wanted to save the Lost Mosin video until after this. We didn't want to have one fairly close after the other. So that's going to be it for the video. We'll catch y'all in the next one.